The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Ask for Candy, the official podcast for single women over 35. Who I am Candace Harper, LoveCoach.com, honey, coming to you live from the V Club. I teach and inspire audacious intimacy to powerful, professional, grown women who want real relationships from seductive singlehoods. And more importantly, I help single city women over 35 who have given up on love, discover their passions and purpose, and stop getting ghosted. And like I said, we're coming to you live from the V Club, one of my favorite places to be. Woo! Say hello, ladies. Yes, we are all here. The V Club is a gorgeous venue in the heart of Chelsea where women take classes, workshops, and attend events around sex and relationships. And you can check out the V Club by going to thevclub.com and see what's on the calendar. And maybe you're out there, globally in the world, listening to Armed Radio on your smart device with your TuneIn app, or maybe you're listening in the garden on armedradioglobal.com. And we're also now available on iHeartRadio. So if you have an Alexa, you can ask for Candy. Maybe you're joining us live on the Facebook. And if you're joining us live on the Facebook, you might notice that we're coming in on Zoom. We're doing all this new technology. I have a very special guest that I'm going to be introducing tonight, and she's going to tell us all about this new game that we're playing, but she also gave me a total technology schooling, and I've learned that you can use Zoom on Facebook Live. So you got to bear with us. We don't know what's going to happen. We're just trusting the technology that you're going to be able to see us. And if you're on the Facebook Live, I want you to play the game. I want you to interact with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. I see Denise has joined us. And who else? Melinda and Charlie. I know you guys are here from before. And Erin, who's our special guest. She's here. Also, if you want to participate, I'm not doing call-ins tonight because we're watching the live and we got Erin in on the phone. But also, you can email me at askforcandypodcast@gmail.com. And obviously, you're not going to participate in the game, but whatever questions you have and comments, we'll talk about those in a later show. Like I said, I'm Candace Harper, Love Coach. My talent is conversation. My passion is personal growth. My purpose is to teach and inspire radical self-acceptance in myself and others so that we can all have our best possible love life. And what this show is about, for those of you who are new out in the listening audience, each week we have lively conversations about different topics relating to love and relationships. Sometimes we bring on special guests like our guest tonight and play games like our game we're going to play tonight. And always we get a chance to laugh, cry, or just learn something new. And that is why this is a conversation. We're not here to hand down a bunch of rules, relationship rules or right and wrongs. We're not here to shame your love situation. Our only intention is to create audacious intimacy, seductive singlehoods, and healthy relationships. And tonight's topic is an amazing card game. I'm saying amazing. We're all playing for the first time. We don't know what's going to happen. It's a card game called Let's Talk About Sex, honey. Cards for Connection, invented by Aaron Hickok, who's coming to us all the way from Texas. We don't know what part of Texas. Aaron, I want you to tell the people about yourself. We want to know where you are in Texas. We want to know everything.
Well, of course I'm in Austin, Texas. The beautiful heart of Texas, the city of weirdness. That's where I'm beaming in from today. I've been here 10 years and I love it. So if y'all come and visit in Austin, look me up. I will share some fun stuff here with you for sure.
I love it. So tell us a little bit. I know, Courtney, you had a question for Aaron earlier. I told you to say, and Courtney always wants to get in the conversation. I'm like, Courtney, you got to save it for the podcast.
I know. So my timing is always terrible.
It's all right, honey. Go ahead and ask. Wait. I know. We get excited here. Like, we want to get into the chat, right? So, Aaron,
you get everybody so excited by your enthusiastic opening.
Did it make you raring to go? That's awesome. Well, I want Courtney, go ahead and ask questions of Aaron, what you want to know about the game and all of that stuff, and about Aaron.
So what is Erin's background and how did you create this game? Because it is fantastic and naughty and super exciting.
Thank you. Well, my background, I have been a business coach and advisor for the past decade. And I've worked with clients across the board, from artists and women entrepreneurs, nonprofits, small businesses. And really, people thought they were hiring me to help them with their technology or their systems, but really my passion has been personal growth and expansion. So when we're creating our own businesses, we are running up against our shadows. It's very similar to relationships where the stuff comes up. And so I found myself really gamifying everything that I was doing with my clients, and that's where I was finding success, because people learn through game and through story. It's just the natural human experience. And so about 4 years ago, I, there's this other game called Cards Against Humanity.
Yes.
Well, I thought it was really funny at first. I played it several times with my friends, and I even fell out of my chair. I was laughing so hard. And then it just got less and less funny over time, and I realized I really wanted something juicy, like something deeper. I want to be with my friends and connect with them in a way that inspired me and them. And so for my birthday party, I made the Cards for Connection, the first deck, on little slips of paper in a jar, and we played, and it was so fun. People just kept on asking me if we could play again, and like, could I actually make it a deck? And 6 months later, I decided I would do it. I got 100 people to give me $33 each, so that I could print that first round of decks.
That's awesome.
And now we have, we're in our 4th printing of the original Cards for Connection deck. We just won a crowdfund campaign in September, so now we actually have all 4 decks. There's 4 different decks. All beautiful packaging. Look at that.
That's amazing.
It's even got a UPC, so I can get your stores now.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So it's basically born out of my just deep love of personal growth and transformation, of really helping people empower themselves to live their best lives, and do that using the power of play and conscious language.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, Erin, this is so exciting. And the way that we met you was through Jamie. Jamie and Erin, tell us a little bit how you guys met and how we got this partnership together.
Well, I came out to New York City a couple weeks ago and met the fabulous Jamie at the Mama Gina event. Y'all, can you imagine 2,000 women and like turned on like no other?
Turned on and turned up.
It was very, very hot in there. And Jamie, just such a beautiful light. We connected immediately. Was it outside the room or was it inside the room?
It was like right after the whole event on Saturday, the first day. And yeah, I couldn't have missed you. You were sparkly. You have such a sparkly energy and lovely. And I'm so glad that we talked more about what you created, right? So exciting.
It was such an awesome moment, and she gave me the flyer for the V Club, and I'm like, what? Like, how did I never hear about this? Like, I need to go there immediately. Right. It's just so great. And then she told me about your podcast, and I was just in, immediately. Like, this is my jam. Thank you so much for inviting me to be with you all tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for being available and coming and doing this with us. I see we have some people who've trickled in. I see Darren is here. Hello, Darren. Darren says hello, ladies. And Tammy says, hey, ladies. And Lee is here.
Hi, Lee.
Courtney was asking about you, Lee. We're glad that you're here, honey. All right, so Erin, you got to tell us how we're going to play this game, what we're going to do, what the rules are, or, how it works.
Yeah. So I'll just keep it super simple. So what Cards for Connection is, are cards, and they're just like fill in the blank. Imagine like a super conscious Mad Lib about sex and relationships. Mm-hmm. Right? So you're just filling in the blank with whatever you feel inspired to answer. And the way that we play is that the people together, we take turns picking a card, And then one round is one rainbow. So we've gotten one of each of the rainbow colors: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, Roy G. Biff. For all those fancy ones. They're based on the chakras. And so we're answering these kinds of questions around love, intimacy, sexuality, and relationships. And they're all, so we'll just pick a card, and then we'll pass the card around the virtual circle.
Do we just...
Everyone have the opportunity to answer. And then, and then we'll just get the chance to hear from people, like, their authentic expression. Now, a couple quick things. One important part of this game is that you can pass. You can always pass. That's totally a legitimate choice. You read the card. A seed has been planted. You might want to journal about it later, but you do not have to share. It's really great. Just that sparks that, that in your own head.
Okay.
If you are feeling uncomfortable at all, especially since we're on Facebook Live.
Especially there are people watching.
And then the other thing is, if you're feeling like the emotional charge is getting to be a lot, because sometimes for some people, talking about sex and sexuality is a lot harder than for some other people. And so we have what's called a check-in. Anyone can call a check-in at any time. Ooh. And when anybody says check-in, everybody just please respond if you're feeling green, like good to go, I'm ready to answer more questions. Yellow is like I am in an edgy, chargy place, but like maybe if we slow down a little bit, then I'm good. And then red is like, hey, I really need a break from this. I need to take it down a notch and really push pause. So if you do notice that happening, please call a check-in on behalf of your other players. And I actually have never had anybody call a check-in, but I just really love there. Just in case.
Okay. And also, too, I just want to say, ladies, I don't want you to feel any pressure because we're on camera and we're on the podcast. If you do get to red level and you need to take a moment to take care of yourself, please feel free to go ahead and do that. Don't feel like you have to endure through being on camera or put on a face. This is not like Real Housewives. We don't have to pretend anything. You can actually go and just take care of yourself, right?
Right away. Erin, who did you design this game in mind? Was it couples, friends, strangers?
I made this so that it would be for both. It's really, honestly, it's my response to the Me Too movement. I grew up with a parent who suffered really serious sexual abuse as a child. There are reverberations of that in my own life. And what actually led me to doing a lot of the emotional healing work that I do is that I was attacked myself. And so and the thing that really got me is that the man who attacked me did not realize what he was doing was trying to rape me. He did not realize that. I could see it in his eyes when that happened. And I realized that if we are to resolve issues around trauma, around the tensions that are in relationships, we just need to bring these things out in the open. That's where the issue is when we push them aside and we make everything taboo. If we're just talking about it, that's going to create space for healing. And so that's really my motivation for creating this game. That and a beautiful friend called me and she says, we're making these together. We have to do it. Let's go.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I said, okay.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Okay, so just so we know, so we're going through the rainbow. We're going to pick a card. Everybody's going to go around and decide whether or not they want to answer and give their answer. And if it's too much, they can pass. And if it's not too much, they can say they just fill in the blank or add whatever they want. Yeah. And we just do a round that way. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is exactly right. And you can put cards like this. So you could select a red card first.
We have it all.
Yeah. Exactly.
We have them all mixed up. But we can just make sure to select a red one first, right?
Yes.
Here's me trying to shuffle them. Jamie's like, don't shuffle them.
Okay, what color are we going for?
Do we go Roy G. Biv? We're starting with red?
That's a really nice way to do it. It starts at the root, the kind of the base kind of stuff.
The base
and
chakra.
Right up to more inspired.
Okay. And
inspired, is that what we call it? I like that word.
Expressive. And also you guys on the Facebook Live, I see Pamela joined us. Hi, Pamela. Tammy says, thank you for your transparency. I think that was for you, Erin. Definitely. Thank you for sharing who you are in that way. And also Facebook Live people, you can be answering the questions too. So while we're going around in the circle and taking turns, you guys can be answering and we'll be responding to you. I'm going to let Jamie pick a red card out of this pile.
I see a red one.
Oh.
First one.
First card.
Whew. Something I don't like about sex is... Okay.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
Went right for the jugular.
Wow. Yeah. Well, this actually makes me think about the reason why I love my job so much. I get to be a sex educator here at the V Club. And I think one of the things that I don't like about sex is actually just all of the misconceptions out there, and a lot that I had before I actually worked here, which was things like, something's wrong with me as a woman because, XYZ, fill in the blank with your own thing. But I would say for me, it would be like something's wrong with me because I can't get aroused very fast, as fast as my male partner, or, orgasm is not that easy and it doesn't happen every time. And what's with that? It was always, what's wrong with me. And I think that is very prevalent among women. And, the reason why I feel so honored and just blessed to have my job right now is that I get to help women understand that it's not that they're wrong, it's how they're beautifully designed. And we talk a lot about, our anatomy and how we're built, and I think that's super important to know, because once we know that, we can forgive ourselves or let that go and understand that we're perfect the way we are. But I do think that men would benefit. A lot of men who, aren't aware that they're built differently and their arousal happens differently than women's arousal, I think they would benefit from that education as well. And yeah.
I'm absolutely one of those women who do not orgasm easily. I actually had to Google myself a study where it's like 20% of women don't orgasm through strictly vaginal sex. And because I thought there was something wrong with me. I'm like, I've been in this relationship for 3.5 years and I can't figure out how to have an orgasm every time we have sex. So for me, it was seriously introducing a toy. So to get my clitoral stimulation up and to have my experience be as great as what looks like his is.
Yeah.
So I think it's something that needs to be talked about, which I hope is something everyone else can relate to as well, is that we're not alone. Because I'm 22, you think it'd come easy, but it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Girl,
Oh my God.
I'm 47. It don't come easy. Don't feel bad.
I did not have to figure it out. Yeah, so.
Thank you so much for sharing
Right?
that, because I actually think this is the much more common experience than not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I think this is what Jamie was just talking about, that most of us don't realize that. We think that it should be we should always be orgasming and it should be as instantaneous.
It's true.
And women are not really programmed to orgasm nonstop or even ever, really, right? Because if we don't, we'll still have children. Like, we're not, the earth will still keep spinning. If guys don't orgasm, then we're in trouble. Right? So it's just not. Wow! Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for that, Danielle. And Pam on the live, she says, Candace, can you repeat the question? A little hard to hear. So I'll make sure, Pam, that I'll repeat it before each answer.
Yeah,
So,
sorry about that, Pam.
that's okay.
So I'll just repeat. Something I don't like about sex is, and we got into this whole discussion about how women are made to feel wrong, and I don't like that about sex. Kind of about sexual culture, actually, but that's a great one to start with.
Right?
Thanks,
Tori.
Erin.
Yeah,
So I would say, and it's piggybacking, off of what you said, is just the pressure on like the male end of things to be experts, like to come into it and be like, I know exactly what to do. I'm going to be the best. I am the best. And it's like, you don't know my body. We just like got this thing going here. You're not an expert. Like, take the time to learn. But I think there is that pressure on men to be like sex experts, to go in and know exactly what to do to please someone. But it's like, you have to learn. Everyone is different, and like if there was a way to break down that expectation, I think that would make sex more enjoyable. It's like, you don't have to dive in and just go for it. We can learn together. Like, so that's the one that would be my
fun, not frustrating.
Yeah. And then because it does become frustrating when they don't, like, you know, please you, and you're like, well, that wasn't fun for me, and they're like, what? But I'm great. And it's like, no, maybe you were great with someone else, but you're not great for me. And like, let's talk about this. And it doesn't mean that you're bad at like having sex. It just means that like we haven't communicated about what we want.
Yeah. They're like, I did everything from that porn movie. How can you say I'm not
Exactly.
I watched it 100 times.
That's amazing.
Does anybody else want to say something on what they don't like about sex?
I do.
Go ahead.
It's funny because you brought up the porn movie thing, and the thing that I dislike the most about sex is when my partner like leaves the experience we are having and like goes into some sort of like porn
trance, right?
With me,
Yeah.
and that, like that is my least. I just don't like that.
Yeah, I can agree. Some things it's like, I don't need to do this. You don't need to flip me up and turn me around. It's just like, I'm doing this for you. Right? It's just extra. Show and like, I didn't answer this. You just saw this somewhere and you thought it would be fun, but I'm not enjoying it.
Right?
It's funny, we actually talk about this in one of our classes about female orgasm, that in order to orgasm more easily, a female actually, you want to be in the most relaxed, normal position. Like if you're like upside down and your legs are like who knows where behind your back, like you'll never orgasm, because unless that's what you used to from like whatever age people you started orgasming, like teenage or maybe young adult, which that's not what anyone does. Then it's just like that's never gonna happen.
Right? It's not comfortable.
Like it's basically like your body, like, you know, there's a habit of orgasming in a certain position. Whatever that is, that's what you should lead your partner to.
Yeah. Definitely. Pam on the live says the duality and expectation that I have to be a porn star and a virginal and respectable in other areas of my life. So what do they always say? A freak in the sheets and a lady in the streets. That's what you're saying that you don't like about sex, Pam. I get that too. It's like this, that there has to be personas, right? Like, why can't I just own my sexuality wherever I go, or not?
Yeah.
Wherever I go, however I want to do it, right? Yeah. Woo! I love that one. That was a good starter. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say on that, or are we going to go on to orange?
Hot.
We ready? Let's pick an orange. Let's see. Pam says just a freak. You just want to be a freak all the time, honey. I don't blame you. I'm right with you. All right. We're picking an orange.
Am I? Okay.
Go ahead, Tori.
It says, when I masturbate, I like to. And then do I start?
If you're ready to answer.
Put this here. I'm not sure I understand the question. I like to. Is it just like
fill in the blank?
Like, whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
whatever
so I guess I would say I like. Well, this is like the journey that I've been on, because it used to be something that I used to be shameful of, because it's like, oh my god, I would do it, and immediately it's like, why did I just do that? Oh my god, I'm never doing this again.
A kitten just died or something.
I would just feel so bad.
Did you go blind?
Hair on your palm.
I think I like to remind myself that like I deserve that treatment or that like pleasure in that moment, and so that I don't get to a point where I feel really shameful afterwards, because that was like a big period of my life, because I think I started masturbating when I was like an early teen, and then was like, oh my, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for this.
Like, this gotta be wrong. It feels so good.
Yeah, because it wasn't something that was like talked about in my house. And so like I kind of went on that journey on my own, and I like picked up a mirror and was like, I'm gonna look at my vagina. I want to see what this looks like. But then immediately would be like, I shouldn't be doing this. Oh my God, I don't even know I'm looking at my own body. So yeah, just really reminding myself that like it's okay and that like I deserve it and like I can be comfortable in that moment.
Yeah.
Right.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else? When I masturbate, I like to have atmosphere. Like, I like for everything to smell good and be fresh. And like wherever I am by myself, whatever, in the bathtub, in the bed, whatever, it's like fresh sheets. Everything's like very girly and femme. I like a cup of tea for afterwards. Although that's not necessary every time. I do like to set up a little romance for myself. And it's something that I only learned to do probably in the past like 2 years. Most of my adult life, I was, doing it fast and dirty and in kind of a shameful way, or maybe watching porn, or, maybe after sex because I wasn't satisfied or something like that. And then even then I would do it on my own so that whoever I was with wouldn't feel like they were getting the short end of the stick, so to speak. So for me now, I like to make it like a production. I mean, big surprise, but I like to make it a big production, very romantic for myself.
No, it's like romanticizing yourself,
right?
So, yeah, that's amazing. It's self-love.
Like not totally,
like play on words, but not really.
Yeah. No, totally. Yeah. No, and that's what I believe. It's like that's a perfect opportunity to like pure self-love, to like, self-love.
It actually reminds me of a scene from a movie, and I don't mean to make fun.
No, please.
40-year-old version.
I saw that, but I don't remember which.
Oh my God!
I was like,
it's early on, like he's
totally like let's kick. He's like really sweet.
That's cute.
He really romances himself.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I love that. I love that.
It's a good thing.
Yeah,
it's a good thing.
Well, when I masturbate, I like to. I like to treat myself like a science experiment. No, I like to explore and I like to figure new things out. And I think it's like a nice time to really be present with yourself and, really learn some new things. So that's what I like.
Exploration.
I'll go. So just to add, because I think all of you said something that I would have actually said, but just to add to that, I actually, and this is going to sound dorky, but I actually remind myself how healthy that is for yourself.
Yeah.
And this comes from, like, people say that whenever you're eating something, like whatever you're doing something, if you actually tell your body, like tell yourself, oh, this is good for me, your body responds to it that way. Or on the reverse, like if you're eating some crap and you're just like, this is bad for me, it'll be like even worse for you because your body's like, like our body listens to our, the voice in our head.
Totally.
So I actually think like, oh, this is good for me. Like, let's say in the winter, it's supposed to make your immune system stronger. So it's like one of the best ways to get over a cold, right?
A cold?
Yeah. I say whiskey is a good way too. I love whiskey.
Whiskey and masturbation, honey.
Oh my God, what a great day. Work and do that. Everyone's gone for the day. Like, house to yourself, drink whiskey and masturbate. Doctor's orders.
You heard it at the V Club, didn't you?
Oh my God, we all got real for a minute.
Oh my God, this is amazing.
I love it. I love it. That's a good one. Ooh. Anybody else? Aaron, you got something for us?
Well, I really love where you were going with the I'm like an environment kind of person myself, so I like things to be very sensual and excellent. And one thing that I started doing is I started looking at myself in the mirror and telling myself how beautiful and how sexy I am, and just like letting myself see that wildness of myself unleashed, and that has been very, very good.
Yes, honey. Oh,
nice one.
And that kind of thing will transfer to much better sex with a partner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
If
totally.
it's like, if you can't really masturbate and feel and romanticize yourself, you will never be a good lover because you'll be weird or you'll feel uncomfortable or like you'll get off give off a wrong vibe.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Or at least a closed off, like they're just
Closed off.
Yeah.
But that's a wrong vibe, right?
Yeah.
Like if your lover is closed off, it's just that it just feels kind of terrible. Like it's the experience is lacking.
Totally. Ooh! And Pam, what's Pam say? Pam says to be totally focused on my pleasure and what makes me feel good. You're right, Ken. It's all about the atmosphere and time, plenty of time, slow. And she writes, and mirrors are a must too. See, I haven't tried. I mean, I've looked at myself, but during masturbation, I haven't necessarily used mirrors. But now you guys gave me a new idea. Like, I'm definitely going to try that.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. See, you know what? Just ask for Candy, honey. You just got to join us at the B Club, and you will get all kinds of new learning. I get it every Monday. So
Make it sound like we're doing it here.
well, you never know. Are we good with that one? Are we ready to go on to the next one? Yeah. All right. So we're at yellow. Huh? What'd you say, Erin?
Bring on the yellow.
Bring on the yellow. Who wants to pick next? Who's picking? Rita, do you want to? It's okay if you don't want to, honey. No pressure.
I can pick, but I don't think I'm the right person to answer that.
Well, let's see what it is. And if you don't want it, you can pass it.
No.
I know I want to have sex when. Okay.
Oh.
That's a tricky one.
When I wake up in the morning, I'm kidding.
That's interesting you brought up.
Right?
I hate morning sex.
Do you?
I'm the same way.
Really?
I never hear people say that they hate it, but I will bring it up. Morning sex, I think my breath smells. What night discharge did I have?
Oh my God.
I'm like just so confused and disoriented. I don't want to roll over and kiss you. Yes. I'm like that's the last thing I want to do right now.
Yeah.
Well, wait, are you self-conscious or do you not like it? Like, I feel like morning sex doesn't feel as good.
No, not that it doesn't feel as good. It's just that I'm totally not in the mood.
Yeah.
And because of these reasons that I don't feel like fresh enough. Like I do love to freshen up before sex.
You like to be fresh.
Yes.
Like spraying perfume in the night.
Run a toothbrush. So I know that I want to have sex when we're both in the mood. Yeah. So whether that be like watching a movie and like looking at each other and realizing this is the time, or we do have sex in public places if we are drinking enough. So I don't know.
I love
the
it.
craziest place is a bathroom. I
young.
guess like that's at church.
Courtney.
No, I've never done it. I don't go to church.
Like sneaky.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't matter. I guess I do any time of day except for the morning. Like, I totally don't like the morning.
I'm not a morning person.
Yeah.
But I agree. Like, I just would like a chance to brush my teeth.
Yeah.
You to brush your teeth.
Give 2 minutes. I just come back.
You do like side by side, turning away from the person.
I love to kiss during sex.
Yeah.
And if he's breathing on me with his
Oh my God.
With his nighttime breath.
that's the big thing with me. The breath has to be fresh. And if I don't feel like I am, then he sure as hell is not. So, yeah.
Early morning, you should just gulp every full bottle of mint.
Yeah.
On the side of the bed. A little scope on the side of the bed.
Yeah. So especially when the drinks are flowing, that's when I want to have sex if I'm ever. Yeah.
I mean, I think that I think should be like a big turn off for anybody. Like if somebody has like a bad breath.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is talking to me, like beat any person. Like if they have a bad breath and it's right on my mouth.
This is like getting like really visual.
Forget about like sleeping with that guy. I'm like, just don't talk to me.
Wait, Erin, she says a hot tip, keep an apple on the side of the bed. It's yummy and it freshens the breath.
Yes.
And it makes a woman taste better. Fruits make a woman taste better.
Make it taste better.
They also say the same thing about almonds.
Almonds?
Yeah, they're really good for breath.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you had garlic,
I just think
Too late.
vagina tastes like vagina, and you can eat a million pineapples or apples or almonds, but it's not fruit punch. It's not going to come out. It tastes like
But
vagina.
your mouth, like it freshens your mouth though for the kissing in the morning. Like I guess if you wake up and you take a bite out of an apple, you can. You know, get it. But let me say something though, and I'm not one of those people that believes that age has anything to do with anything as far as like your sexuality and what you're capable of and what's possible. But I will say that in my 20s, I said the exact same thing. I was like, morning breath is disgusting. I would it's so gross. I want to be fresh down there. I want to be fresh up here. I need him to be fresh. I was like so strict about it. But I will say in my last relationship, which, you know, in my early 40s, 4.5 years or whatever we were together, if there's anything that I miss about him is that he was always ready to go in the morning. I don't know what that was. And all of a sudden I didn't care about the breath. And when I really, like when we were in our honeymoon phase and really in love with each other, didn't care.
Yeah, women get the hard on like that. So
they have that morning wood.
And they don't shut up about it. Like, it's like nothing. It's literally like just, hey, how'd you sleep?
Wake
I had
up.
morning wood. It's like, well, I don't feel like doing anything about it, so.
Right?
Well, naturally they have the highest testosterone in the morning, so
That's what they say,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
they
it's not
basically
their
wake
fault.
up
It's
ready.
not,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but still not my problem all
They
the
wake
time.
up ready to go.
I'm with you, Candace.
Are you?
I like the mornings.
Do
I like
you?
middle of the night too. Roll over and hey.
Right? Like time to wake up for a little
I
bit.
also like afternoons and evenings. I'm not such a late nighter though.
No.
I usually conk out. So if it's like an 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock roll, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I figured out that my favorite time is between, or when I like it's most likely to come to my mind is like between 2 and 3 in the afternoon, which is not helpful. It's like not,
When everybody's at work. Right?
I mean, it's not like the only time, but that's like the optimal time.
Yeah.
Not amazing.
Yeah.
On weekdays, like what?
Yeah.
That
It
happens
could make
to
for
me
a great Sunday afternoon though.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
Right?
Yeah.
A rainy
Yeah.
Sunday
But it's like
afternoon.
the worst because it'll be the middle of the day and you're like, oh, this is the moment, and then you get home and you're like, oh no, it's gone.
It's not the same.
Right?
You gotta just save it.
Totally. I like that one. I know I want to have sex when.
What about you, Erin?
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's like all about listening to my body. So it could be at any time, even really inappropriate times. But it's just like there's this like heat that like builds inside of me, and it's like I just have to move. I just feel like very touchy and flirtatious, and it's like that's how I know that I'm ready. There's a lot of ways I could get to that place.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, like, what generates that? Is it something that you see or something that you interact with or like music or?
You know, I get really turned on by like stimulating conversation. So I totally get off on like people who are into like similar things that I'm into, who have like a lot of passion. So it doesn't even have to be like talking about sex, although I do love, like all day text messages that are very flirty. Like that will just have me turned on all day long. But yeah, for me, it's like very much, my brain is a really big erogenous zone for me.
Like sapiosexual, they call that, when you're attracted to intellect. I love it. Pam says, the physical preparation notwithstanding, I'm pretty much always open to intimacy. I'm open to the opportunity of connecting with my partner when, whenever, however, with whatever. All right, girl. Pam, you're after my own heart. I really love you. I'm right there with you, right? I love it. Aaron's giving all the hearts too, right? Are we ready? Oh, what are we on? Red, orange, yellow, green?
Green.
All right, who's? Yeah, heart chakra.
Let's do green. Okay. When I'm in a relationship, I feel.
Oh.
I think this is an easy one. Fulfilled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This is an amazing one. This is a peachy one.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna give it to you.
Give it to Richa.
Okay, I would say I feel safe.
That was my word. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. So when you are in his arms, you should feel safe. Like he can protect me from rest of the world.
Yeah.
So that's the feeling. If you have with somebody, then he's the one.
I love it.
I mean, I would say supported. That's kind of a major thing in a relationship for me. Oh, do I need to yell? Yeah. Like how supportive you are, and it could be like a physical support, but also just like on an emotional level as well. Supported would be my word.
Yeah.
Someone on your team.
Yes. I like
That's why I
that.
always like a team. Like your family is your team. Like it's unconditional.
Right. Yeah.
So that's what a relationship should be: unconditional love, seeing the best in you.
We talked about that.
I
love that, Daniel.
Last week, the podcast was about that.
We
It
were
was
talking
very
about
heated
unconditional
conversation.
love, right?
Amazing. Yeah, that's like a really defining quality in somebody. Like not everyone has unconditional love for people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's important.
I love it. I feel when I'm in a relationship, well, here's the thing, like, because I think there's a couple ways to interpret that. I could say when I've been in a relationship is very different than when I'm in a relationship as a visualization. And because I want to manifest, what I want rather than what I don't want, I'll say it like when I'm in a relationship, I feel like, that's interesting because it makes me have to like actually think about it in a way that I probably haven't let myself think about it in a long time. Like actually visualize what I want. But when I'm in a relationship, I feel twice as powerful. Like that there is support for just taking on the world. That things like everything that I dream of can get exponentially bigger. Like everything can be bigger in some way. Like there's going to be even more love. There's going to be more adventure. There's going to be more exploration because now there's twice as much that can contribute to that. So it just feels, relationships to me feel abundant. Like the one I want. I can't say they've always been. But the one that I'm up for. And the one that I'm in with myself does. So, that's what I look to attract is that kind of abundance and generosity and power and yeah.
And I'm sure not on the one on social media. I've seen like couples fighting in their home and putting "I love you, baby"
on social media. Exactly.
Not that type of relationship,
right? Or if it is on social media that way, that's what it is in real life too. Like I get what you're saying. Like a lot of people have this like big relationship on social media.
So everybody is just like putting their happy pictures, like happy couples on social media, and I've seen like people, throwing chairs at each other in their own houses. Like they fight like that.
Yeah.
Especially people with kids.
Right.
Oh man.
Right.
They lie.
Yeah. Who else wants to say about it? Aaron? What do you feel?
What you guys talked about is just it's so up my alley. And so I'm not going to repeat that, but I do want to give a shout out to the former version of myself, just in case she's watching or listening on the podcast. In the past, I've felt like I've lost part of myself in these relationships, and it's been for me a process to where I'm at right now to like reclaim that and be 100% myself and be in relationship with 100% of myself. It's a beautiful newer exploration for me. So I just want to be vulnerable and transparent about that.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, thank you, Erin.
It makes me think like how many people get into relationships and basically drop their friends.
Yeah.
Like I think that's like a number one sign that you're completely losing yourself in a relationship, and I think that's just such a mistake. Because after the honeymoon phase, after a while, it's like that's just not sustainable, and you absolutely have to maintain your other life. And I think your social circle, your friends, are like a huge part of your other life.
Yeah, I'll give you an example for this. So, as I told you, like I went back to India. I was staying in Philly. So the reason I went back because I was too homesick. I used to like cry all day because I really had nobody to talk to. Because everyone just used to talk about office work, and I didn't have anyone to like hang out. So I did find a person like there was some photography session in our office, and the professional photographer that came, so she was my age. So we instantly got connected and we became like really good friends. But then I went back and we had like a very good conversation when I was in India, and she was like, Richa, come back, we'll do this, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I just spent like 1 year of my life just to get a project in New York City, in East Coast. Otherwise I was getting in Texas and West Coast. So that I can be here, so every weekend I can fly down to Philly, or she can just come down to New York City, so that I don't have to like look for friends. Wow.
Yeah.
So I get that much. And when I came here, she just got a boyfriend, and she doesn't
That
even
was
bother
it.
if I'm crying. I'm like calling her, she's not even picking. Every time, what you're doing for Thanksgiving, what you're doing for Christmas, she's always with a boyfriend.
Yeah.
That honeymoon phase is real.
It's,
Yeah.
It is so real.
It
And like
is.
just day before yesterday, I was like crying, and I was like, I have to go and try meeting new people, otherwise this is not gonna work, and I might go back again.
But I feel like a lot of us are all kind of guilty of it at some point.
I mean, she doesn't even care if I'm telling like I'm alone at Christmas, I'm alone at New Year, I don't have anybody. I just came because I know you were here.
Yeah. That's a hard thing, Richa, because I think Danielle's right. Like, you know, we've all been in that place where when we do get into a new relationship, and it's almost, it becomes like a subconscious thing. You're not even thinking about how you're like,
exactly.
yeah,
Thinking
you're not even
about other
thinking
people,
about other
because
people.
you're just into that because you want to invest all your time into relationship.
You get
Yeah.
addicted.
Yeah.
Want this feeling over and over and over.
Yeah,
did.
she might call me back if she has the breakup.
Right?
I'm just-
She'll be like chasing after you. Like, I'm so sorry that I wasn't there.
Now let's go have fun.
Yeah. Well, go ahead.
She's on drugs, basically. That's like high
I'm sure
from
it's not
the
your
relationship.
So I stopped calling her as well. So I'm like,
Yeah.
but what I regret was like when you do something for, it's not even a relationship. She's just like a very good friend of mine. So I mean, I was like, why did I even waste 1 year of mine just to search a project? Every time I was like to my manager, no, I need something in East Coast. I don't want to fly from West Coast to East Coast on every holiday. I can just catch a bus and go there.
Yeah.
So you put your career on the line for this girl.
Well, don't think of it as a waste, because there's nothing wasted here.
No, it's not like
Yeah.
that.
to be
So so after that, like from last 1 week, I have like hearing very motivational speeches. So what I've learned a lesson is that you should not depend on any person for your happiness. It's
That's true.
only you are responsible for it. I mean, when you're depending, you're also burdening the other person for your happiness. Oh my God, you have to make me happy. You have to make me happy.
Yeah.
That's true. And they can't. No one can
And
do
if
that
they
for
do
you.
once, if you know they can make you happy, then your expectations are here. And then if they are not able to meet this expectation, you are useless.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll say the other person, you are not making me happy. So that is, I mean, it happens in like every relationship.
Yeah.
So just, okay, I'll go out. I'm not even dependent on that person right now. I'll just go out. I'll meet new people.
And generate it for
Good
yourself.
for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, I think that's important no matter what, whether you're in or out of a relationship, it's the knowledge that you generate your own happiness.
Yeah.
Because the expectation that someone else make you happy, like you said, it will always disappoint you. Because we're not supposed to be doing that for each other. It's not possible.
That's why we end up crying always. Because
It does cause a lot of tears.
It's like if you give someone the power to make you happy,
Yeah.
you give them the power to make you unhappy.
Hey, amen.
And that's unfortunately, that might happen. So
Absolutely. What's Pam? Pam says, there's a synergy in fellowship. My God provides, but I'm the exponent, i.e. he brings home the groceries, I can make the meal. From 2 cells, I give life. Things are great now as a solo project, but I'm hopeful. I'm a better me now and looking forward to sharing this whole healthy, sparkalicious me with someone equally fabulous. I love it, Pam. Absolutely, right? That's awesome. Wait, we got new people that came in. I just want to say hi and acknowledge them because I saw that Shula's here. Shula is another one of our love experts. And Jeffrey, hi, my sweet love. And who else did I miss? I missed Earl. Hi, Earl. And Brian came in too. And Tori's going to leave us now. Tori, we love you. You know, you're coming back another Monday. I can't believe it. Almost the whole hour has gone by.
we've gone through 4 cards.
We've only gotten through 4
What is that?
cards.
This game is so good.
Right? And we still we're on blue, right? We're on blue. Did Danielle, you didn't get to pick yet, did you, honey? We're going to let Danielle pick a card. We only have a few minutes. I don't know if we're going to get to Indigo and Violet. Let's see what happens.
We'll try.
There's one blue one.
Right there. Femininity is
Oh,
hot button topic,
right? Femininity
no
is
makeup confidently. That's my answer.
Wait, say it again.
Wearing no makeup confidently.
Oh,
Just because I think being in a circling back to relationships, it's hard to take off your makeup for the first time. So because you're going on dates, that's how they see you. And I've gotten down to wearing only mascara every day. So, and that's because people recognize me as only this, so they don't expect more.
Yeah.
And that's actually something I've struggled with, which is understanding that there's a different you in the face certain times of the day or events or things like that. So I think femininity is, being confident in whatever your face is presented, however you're presenting your face. So
I like that. I like that.
One way for me to interpret it.
Yeah.
There's so many ways.
Yeah,
And we'll
absolutely.
circle that.
What do you want to say, Court?
I would say, well, I think it's related to what you just said. I think femininity is being able to be vulnerable, which really not wearing makeup is like putting your...
Especially for some people.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like putting your truth, like you do, the real you to the world, which is just ultimately that feeling of like openness and vulnerability, which is really hard.
Yeah, definitely. I think femininity is mastery of being as opposed to doing. Like when we can master just like being in our energy and radiating and what we just naturally comes out of us, and it aligns with what both of you said, what's naturally there for us, and just be with it and be present in it. And, when we're savoring it and just in life in a very authentic and vulnerable way and just letting it be, whether we have makeup on or not or whatever's going on. That mastery, which I think is like, for a lot of us, I know for me, it's like life's journey, the mastery of just being in the being and not worrying about the doing.
Love that. I'm going to say a shout out to Mama Gina because I think my new definition of femininity is really celebrating pleasure. I think that she's onto something there. We have a clitoris, which is just for pleasure. That's the only function. 8,000 nerve endings. And if women and also men can get in touch with pleasure, right? And seeking out pleasure in everything that you do, that really lights up you, lights up those around you, lights up the world. So,
I love it.
Let's bring that. Woo!
What do you want to say, Aaron? I feel like you got something.
I'm so vibing with what you all have said, and I think that kind of like bring it together. It's this beingness in the world where it's total acceptance of yourself and whatever is happening in that moment. Anything that shows up, it's like just like beaming it with like your authentic expression, which I obviously love to be in joy and pleasure and delight, but sometimes it's like fierce and it's like absolutely like this is the boundary, it does not cross here. I mean, it's like it can show up in all of these different ways, and it's like when we let it out, like I feel like the fully expressed feminine is like so juicy and like it just has so much feeling in it, and that radiates, like it's life force radiating.
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Life force radiating.
Oh my God, I love that.
One of my favorite scientific phrases, and I have it on my Facebook, is autogenic bioluminescence. And it's talking about organisms that naturally give off light and don't require any sort of chemical reaction. Like they're just like lightning bugs, or certain sea animals. They actually just naturally bioluminesce without any sort of chemical reaction. And to me, that is such a good metaphor for like femininity, like autogenic bioluminescence. Like I just glow from within just because that's naturally what I do.
And like people pick up on it, right? Like when someone glows, it's like such an obvious thing.
Yeah.
And the opposite is true too, right? Like when people just are not in their bodies and not in the moment and they don't vibrate that way, you immediately know as soon as they walk into the room.
Yeah. No, totally. Oh, I like that one. Pam says, I have moved beyond the whys and the whats and resting in because I am. Go ahead, girl.
Yeah.
That's right. And Joe joined us. Joe is our fearless leader from Boston. He's joining. He says, Candace is zooming. We are zooming up in here, Joe Sabino. We are just racing with technology. Thanks to Erin, who's got us on. Tori, you coming back? Oh, she forgot her water bottle. I thought we were going to coax you back. We only have a few minutes. Let's at least do indigo. Do we think we can maybe squeeze in indigo? Who wants to pick indigo?
Did you pick?
Did I pick? I don't know if I picked one. Who wants to hold it? Well,
I hold it.
Huh? I didn't pick, right? Indigo is like that dark purple, right? And the violet is the more purpley. We'll go with, okay. I got a good one. To me, polyamory means is the card that I got, which is interesting that I got this card. I always feel like there's no mistakes because honestly, and I don't know if it's a generational thing or the age that I'm at or whatever, I sometimes have to work through my judgments around people's different relationship structures. And so what I know polyamory to be is the ability to be in some sort of intentional commitment with more than one person. So if I say, I don't know, I have 5 wives or, the 6 of us are in a relationship together or the 4 of us are in a relationship together, that's a romantic relationship. The intention is that we are committed to each other and, looking to make that work. Now, with that said, without excluding anyone, because I don't shame anyone for what they choose, and I have no judgments about any individual for what they want. I know for me, I don't think that polyamory would ever work for me because I feel like the challenge is enough just to be able to complete partnerships with one person as far as romantic is concerned. But to me, polyamory is just a way that another way that we as human beings set ourselves up for difficulty. And I know that sounds so judgmental, but I can't see it. That's the way I see it. It's just what a challenge, being in a relationship with 2, 3, 4 people that's romantic. I'm I'm tired just thinking about it. But that's just me. What do you guys say?
I think some people can do it. I personally think, it would be very logistically challenging. And I think, jealousy is something to manage. But I think people do it and, good for them.
Good on you.
Yeah.
I have an alternate view than most people.
Okay.
Because I have investigated the poly world in my past, and I kind of don't fit in the poly world, and I kind of don't fit in the monogamy world because I'm the kind of person, as you can tell, who I love to open up and be really authentic and honest, deep and juicy with anybody. So that has been a challenge in monogamous relationships in the past. Because of, they call it emotional cheating. And so something that really pushed me towards the poly world was that every decision of what the relationship means is consciously discussed and talked about. And actually I know multiple poly kinds of relationships that they actually don't have other sexual partners, but they have more explicit agreements about what's okay and what's not okay with them and connecting with other people. And so to me, I think why I'm attracted to polyamory and actually desire a monogamous relationship, but I want it to be consciously monogamous where we're choosing to do that, and we're also choosing to voice if we are having attraction for other people or and just be really real and authentic with what's going on. So that's the piece that I take from polyamory and put it into monogamy. In my ideal world, they have a lot of overlap.
That makes sense.
I actually agree with Erin in that I think that when you are in a polyamorous relationship, you may not be as demanding of one partner, right? Because you're able to get, because there's not a single partner that can give us everything, right? That's why we need to have friends, etc.
Yeah.
And I think with a polyamorous relationship, you're more likely to actually have all of your physical and emotional needs, all of like those complexities satisfied. And I'm not polyamorous, but I actually see a real value to that.
Yeah.
And I think that what I've learned over the course of my relationships is that I definitely have to have really good friendships. And a lot of my friendships are with men, because there is a certain, there's something that like, okay, so I date men, but I can have guy friends, and I guess like ultimately I can talk to them more like a girl, a little bit more girly, but like you get a guy's perspective who's not your significant other, but it's still a guy. And so I'm kind of wondering if in a polyamorous relationship it'll just be like you'll naturally have that versus like having all these like friends that your partner, your partner has to be okay with you having guy friends too, right? Not everybody is.
Yeah.
So I feel like everything's kind of complicated.
It sounds so complicated to me. But I don't judge anybody. I feel like everybody should have what they want as long as everybody knows what's going on and it's all consenting adults. I believe everybody should have what they truly want and desire. I think our desires are there for a reason. I think we need to heed our desires. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just as long as we're honest with each other, right? Yeah.
Although I think you said 5 wives. I think that's polygamy. That's
polygamy.
That's illegal. Okay. Definitely not advocating polygamy.
No.
So you go to jail for
that. Right? But Pam says, that's right. Do you think one person can provide everything that the partner needs? Love isn't a big box store. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Now, wait, I gotta say, I don't know if the armed radio people have left us yet because it's after 9 o'clock. We're just like talking our way past the hour. But for the armed radio people, if you haven't signed off yet, I don't know if Jimmy's paying attention. Never forget that you are a love machine. If you ever feel like you're not getting enough, just make more and ask for candy. And join us next Monday. I'm not sure what's going on for Christmas Eve because I'm probably going to be home. My V Club ladies are going away, having a good Christmas. I'm going to go have a good Christmas, but I may or may not join you. I don't know yet. It might be a rerun.